The family are deeply saddened to announce the death of our beloved John Trevor Paul, better known as JP, who was originally from La Claire, but resided in Toronto, Canada. John passed away tragically on the 29th of September 2017. He was 32 years old. He was predeceased by his mother, Margaret Augustina Paul, and his father, John Trevor George. Left to mourn his grandparents, Cecilia Paul of Grand Riviere, Groselet, and Peter Paul, better known as T. Camo of Castries. His children, Michaela Paul, as Jonah Campbell and Nathaniel Paul, all residing in Canada. His sisters, Michelle Paul of La Claire, Minel Paul Gordon of Corinth, Shuma Delis in the Bahamas, Crystal Paul of Marcia, Lana Paul in Canada, Janie Paul of La Claire. His brothers, Dwight Paul in the Shem Delis of Kako Babono, and Michael Paul of Cicero. His sisters-in-law, Kezia Paul of Cicero and Donaline Paul. Brothers-in-law, Benton Clark in Canada, Garth Gordon in Corinth, Miguel Regis of Marcia. His nieces, Nehema Paul, Rochelle Paul, Dwinelle Paul, Kaylee Regis, Abigail Gordon, Paige Gordon, Maggie Clark of Canada, Haley Logan and Hannah Logan, both of the Bahamas, and Dana Paul. His nephews, Wendell Paul, Kisla Paul, and Ricardo Archer of Guyana. His aunts, Joan Paul of Grand Riviere, Groselet, Glenda Emmanuel of Vieux-Fort, Lorena George, employed with the Mental Wellness Center, Christina George and the family of Miami. His uncles, Kenny Paul and the family, Bali Paul and the family of Barbados, Micah George, employed with The Voice Publishing, Hubert George, employed with the Ministry of Education. His cousins, Kevin George, Petrus George, Kathleen Finister and the family of North Carolina, Crystal George in Miami, and Lorna Williams and the family of Rose Hill, and many other family and friends, too numerous to mention, in St. Lucia and abroad. The funeral service for the late John Trevor Paul, better known as JP, will take place on Saturday, October 28th, 2017, at DeMarco Funeral Home, 3725 Keele Street, North York, Toronto, Canada, at 11 a.m. John's body will be laid to rest at Beechwood Cemetery, 7241 Jane Street, Concord, Toronto, Canada. May his soul rest in perfect peace.